Okay, Monday morning in the kingdom, and it's 9 o'clock. And look at that, we have daylight, eh? And look at the flag exercise. He's all happy, but he's all wrapped up. Okay, we are still in extreme cold weather warning. Okay, so it's like Chilly Willy, and we're going to be in the shop again today. Okay, I was having a good morning being a Monday morning, and then Facebook sent me the memories. Okay, they send you those memories. It's like the ex-wife showing up for a visit and want to remember the good times we had. All 15 minutes of it, I guess. Okay, so Facebook sent me the memory. It was this day last year at minus 40. We were unloading 3 orange trucks from Saskatoon with equipment that didn't start. Okay, so here we are busting our ass on a Sunday to get this equipment up and running, and the truckers are telling us to hurry up because it's the e-logs and all this crap. So here we are busting our tushies, okay, to get this stuff started. Cold starting on a Sunday, busting our ass. And then I got thinking, we never got paid, right? The big fancy, big time contractor with all his flashy equipment in Saskatoon never got my invoice or never asked for my invoice, okay? So that's why he has money and I don't, okay? You don't pay your bills. And that was the nail in the coffin when I've had enough of these winter road truckers, because that was 3 years in a row. 90% of my invoices weren't paid. And I'm busting my tushy on the weekends when the other contractors aren't around. Because, see, they're smart. They don't work the weekends because little Joey Barnes, the king of obsolete, will work the weekend. And then come Monday to Friday, these people go back to the big time contractors. Well, we did that for 20 some years. Now go frick yourself. So these winter road truckers that figure I'm going to bust my ass for them, and I'll just tell them, all your friends, your people, or your associates for the winter road don't pay their bills. So why would I be interested? Yesterday was a relaxing day. I'm working on my V12, okay? In the shop, I'm making money, okay? YouTube showed me what I did for the day money-wise, okay? And then Amazon Books, I clicked on to see what I did money-wise. And it was a very good day yesterday. So I'm very pleased with that, and I thank my kingdom followers around the world, because here I am relaxing and enjoying, sharing knowledge of this V12, and people are enjoying it around the world. So I'm including the block heaters for the Australian people who have no idea to plug their car in, right? But I could never live in a hot country. I'd walk out the door and pass out because of the heat. And I couldn't comprehend if a vehicle overheated. Why is it overheating? It's only so much degrees out. Keep going. We don't have that problem in the north. We have problems trying to keep things warm. But once again, I thank you guys. And for all you winter road truckers, contractors that don't pay my bills, I'll just keep making you famous. And then you wonder why when you have to call a service truck. Oh, the lips need the vodka. Okay, whenever you have to call a service truck from Thompson that's 300 kilometers away, I think it's $2,000 they charge for a round trip to Whoville and back, then you'll appreciate the service I gave you over the 20-some years. So, in other words, have a nice day, okay? But let's get back to the weather because it's chilly out here. The iPod's going to censor me after I speech like that. Oh, yeah. Maybe my phone will ring with people wanting to pay their bills. Okay, I doubt that. This is the new world. Nobody cares. Okay, at 7 o'clock this morning it was minus 31 Celsius, but feels like minus 41. So that's an even 10-degree difference. Okay, on the F scale, 24 degrees. Okay, but feels like minus 42. Oh, so it's colder on the F scale. We'll tell the boss that we can't work. And you notice minus 24F is 2 12-packs of beer, eh? So if you divide it, eh? So there's your number 12 for the month of January. All right, let's scroll this way. Okay, the sun is in my eyes. Oh, the camera's going light day, light day. Okay, we got the wood stove going. All right, I forgot to bring the wagon full of kindling into the shop, so it's all snow covered. So we're going to have a mess. Instead of doing my job last night and waking up to dry wood in the shop, we got a little problem. All right, scroll this way. Oh, I can feel that slight breeze. Okay, cough. All right. Okay, that's the 41. We got to get going on him, but the lid's taking a little longer, but then again, it's too freaking cold to do anything. Look at that sunshine. Woo! It's still coming up in the south. Everything is good. I don't know, man. I better go here because I think the camera's going to censor me like yesterday when I talked about Germany in the 1960s minus 30. All right. Okay, there it's official. We got sundogs, nice and long and bright, so that means it's going to get cold. Okay, I got the book burb up and running here because I got to go help Ed Martin out. He's at the staff's house, got frozen brakes. Ed's nice enough to bring us stuff, so we're going to go help him out because he is a great old guy. All right. Okay, quick video before the camera freezes. That way Ed Martin's wife, Brenda, knows where he is. Okay, we got a frozen trailer brake. I got to get going here. Okay, no idea what the staff got for video, but the little heat there and some alcohol into the airlines, and we got the brakes released on the trailer. So that was great fun. We are frozen, it's cold, and now Ed's wife will watch the YouTube video to know where he is, and he's heading home. Alright, I gotta go have some lunch and warm up. It's frickin' cold. Okay, well, I was out helping Ed. I threw some wood in the stove, and it's all this wet wood covered in snow and everything like that. And we're in a high pressure system because of the sundogs are appearing beside the sun. So now this wood stove's burning out of control, and the shop is toasty warm. So here we're freezing our tushy off for the last 3 days. Now it's nice and warm in here. Okay, Sir Rodney has sent a picture confirming he's got the 1/4 inch shrink tube and stuff like that. Plus the fellow in the background's having a perfect hair day on a Monday. Yeah, I haven't had a perfect hair day since I was, 17 years old and had a mullet. Now my hair is everywhere, but, well, it's not on the top of my head. All right, so we have special items for the V12, so we mark them. We keep the old frost plug in the back. Okay, I'm Canadian, so they're frost plugs. Everybody else calls them freeze plugs, expansion plugs, whatever. And we put a date because that's my memory. So now we got the rolled up gasket material that Sir Rodney sent. We got it laying flat so we can start making gaskets for this thermostat housing here. So we're getting closer and closer. Okay, spark plugs are like ex-wives. Never trust them. Okay, the spark plug comes with a little protective shield here. Okay, see that? But my dad taught me always double check your gaps and everything like that. So I have one of these gap things and a little bender wrench. Okay. So out of the 12 spark plugs here, one was terrible. It was like 3 times the gap. So that's what I say. Like, you got to double check everything. Never trust anybody because these things can be set at the factory and then sold to a person. They were returned because they were the wrong spark plugs for the vehicle because the computer screwed up. Okay. So the guy took a spark plug out of the box, tested it out, dropped it, and then closed up the gap. So that's why you have to double check everything. The same as an ex-wife. You never trust the ex-wife. Oh, I need some vodka for these lips. Busy morning already. Okay, I better get back to work. The boss is coming. Okay, also today we want to get any holes on this motor plugged because we don't want to drop nuts and bolts or drill bit filings down these holes. So putting in the new spark plugs is a proper way to do it. So we also are using the never sees, okay, because we like that on all my threads because I like it that way. Always time for lubrication like the Kids in the Hall TV show. Or there was that film with Jeff Goldenberg, I think it was, that said there's time for lubrication. Okay, but the reason why we want lube, look at the spark plugs. Some of them, didn't look like they were threaded all the way in. So we're putting them in, but also too, once the manifold is on, how do I get these ones out? So there's a trick for the 97 Fords where you have to use a tube to get the spark plug in and out of the hole because it was so far down in the head. But usually on those Fords, the spark plug broke off anyways. Oh, the joys. That was a better product by Ford. That's why I own Chevys. Ooh. All right, I better go. Okay, coffee time in the kingdom, and we're figuring out the heater lines on this V12. Yes, heater lines. Any pictures of these V12s and the rat rods and stuff, they don't seem to have heater lines or heater hoses going to the cab or the little hot rod because they're rat rods. They're not going to go cruising around in the winter. We're going to cruise around in the winter. We have to be able to stay warm, keep the frost off the windshield. So down here, we plug one hole in the back there, and this will be the heater return. And then up here, seems how this is right on the water pump, okay, we can turn it to face the cab there. So that'll be pushing the water to the heater. And then we got to plug off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 outlets, okay. We'll put the thermostat, or thermostat gauge. Yeah, that's what we'll call it, thermostat gauge, new Canadian word. Okay, we'll put it in here. Sir Rodney sends us these temperature gauges, and all their gauges come with long cables because we don't know if we're putting them in cars, trucks, or cats. So here we go. So this will work out good. It'll work up into there. So now we're doing a test fit on everything. And also too, I marked my rubber hose so I don't use the rubber hose for something else. So this here will go down just like them Fords, and you can get the spark plug in and out of the threaded hole. So they're smart, thinking smart. No, working smart. No, thinking smarter, not working harder. Okay, I'm all screwed up. I think I need that coffee with a little vodka. So these little things take time, but it's getting done. So when the parts arrive, we can lift off the intake manifolds and the thermostat housing there, put the new gaskets down. When the plug wires come, we can hook them up. Everything's going to fall into place, and then this motor can go zoom, zoom. Okay, seems how we live at the end of the world, we have to have inventory on everything, and this is the best thing we did here. was getting its assortment of the brass fittings for the heater hoses and such. And we keep the part numbers in here so we can remember them. So it works out pretty good. And anything we got, we try and save. We have to reuse a lot of our fittings and such, but that's normal at the end of the world. And look, the rolled up gasket and paper is laying flat. So now I can cut out the gaskets for the thermostat housing. Okay, everything's going rather well. We got the heater hose on the front going, and we marked this 2.5 inch water pump outlet. That's where it'll go to the bottom of the rad down here. Okay, and then up here we've marked this so we can know, and also I take pictures of everything so we know that it's 1.5 inch hose in here, and it's 2 inches long that fits there. And this is what we got in there for thermostats, because I didn't want to use any of the good ones, so we got two 180s and 195. But I think thermostats is going to be a problem with this thing because we're going to be working it. So it is a small thermostat with a small hole for the water to go, but that's no problem. We can pop them out anytime. Okay, so we got this all done. The thermostat gauge is right here. It's all never seized and everything because it comes in and out steady, and we'll be removing it several times by the time we actually get the antifreeze into the system. And 2 inch here to go up to the rad. All right, I think I better have a coffee now. This is unreal how well I'm working today. Also too, with the wood stove burning out of control in a high pressure system, we're tossing wood in there that's covered in snow and ice and everything, and that stove is burning out of control. The dogs left the shop because it was like 90 in here at the front of the shop, and I turned the fans off so the snow's still on the ground here because it was a little windy in here with the fans going. So I've let the wood stove die right out, and then I'll start a fire before the end of the day, and then I'll take it through the night for the doggies. Okay, I spent the rest of the afternoon buffing up the exhaust manifolds, okay? So now we got them all cleaned and the flanges off, so Rodney can now find us some exhaust pipes. And one thing we're not going to do is run 4 stacks up or whatever, okay? Lombard was the competition to Lynn. If you do a quick Google search, Lombard and Lynn tractors were involved with the first track machines with Caterpillar and stuff. So the Lombard tractors had a gas motor in them with 4 stacks out the top of the hood here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I copy that with 4 stacks coming out off of one off of each exhaust manifold, that might offend the Lynn fella because, you know, in competition with Lombard. Plus, everybody would think this is a Lombard tractor, not a Lynn tractor. So what we're probably going to do is run the exhaust out the single pipe on the hood. That way it's a factory Lynn. It'll look like a Lynn, act like a Lynn, well, maybe, and it'll be a Lynn tractor, okay? But if we take the hood off and put some lights under the hood, okay, just under here, and then the viewers should be able to see the exhaust manifolds or whatever to show that's the V12 in there. Plus, in the winter, those will be glowing red. So that'll look good for night photos. So that's the plan there. So now we have to figure out the exhaust. But I had to clean up this one manifold because we have to put the alternator on. We usually run the one wire GM alternator, and a lot of the rat rod guys are sticking it up here and then putting a double pulley on and stuff like that. Well, for us, that doesn't look proper because we're running the fan on it, so we have to be able to have belt traction and everything like that. Plus this big, ugly alternator here will work good, and it's designed for the 2-belt system here with the pulleys on and the big belt. So this will look more appropriate, and these things here are not that bad, and they put out lots of volts or whatever, and they last a long time. So that's why we're going this route, because things are different. We got to turn this big fan on the front, not like a rat rod guy with fans on the rad. We have to do it as a work machine. This is not a beauty contest or anything like that. We're not cruising the Dairy Queen. Plus also too, this build on this V12 has gone from reusing the gaskets. Oh, got a cough. Everybody have a drink. Okay, it's gone from reusing the gaskets, get it running, put a dry shaft on, and go and hit a few trees. Now it's become a YouTube project. So now we're taking our time documenting everything. We're all coming together, like Sir Rodney's looking for parts, like the thermostat housing here. This all looks professional. And, you know, the coils are coming together. The distributor's looking good. You know, I could have put a coil cap off of early Chevys, you know, haywired it on. This thing would have been up and running. But like I said, this is turning into a YouTube project, and it's the Kingdom followers or the YouTube followers that are making this happen. So once again, I'd like to thank you. Now let's go see what the flag exercise is doing. Okay, the flag exercise is quarter wrapped up around himself, but that's good. At least we know where he is and he's happy. Okay, so he's not self-destructing. Okay, it's just about 5 o'clock and we've got some clear skies, or it's not dark out. So it's actually coming to be, nice winter day, but it is frickin' chilly. So we froze helping Ed Martin out this morning, and then the wood stove is burning out of control with woods covered in snow and ice. So we roasted in the shop. So I think I need some vodka. All right, go walk the dogs, pick up the pony, and drink some vodka. Talk to you later.